Right, John, it's ended up being points shared, 2-2 draw. But what did you make of it out there today?
Well, first thing I said when we came into the office, then probably for the neutral, it was an unbelievable game of football to watch. Unfortunately, we're not neutrals. And when you've had the lead twice in a game, and deservedly so, both times, you're gutted. You're gutted with the fact that you've only picked up a point when it should be 3. Now, that isn't taking anything away from Telford, who played their part to make it a really fascinating game. They were well worth the point in the end. Let's not take that away from them as well. I'm not going to stand here and make it sound as if we should have won 4-5-0. We had plenty of chances. They've had some good chances. It was a really good, honest game of footy against two good sides. They're decent. We talked about it. We knew they would be. Had a bit of a slow start, but had some unbelievable results in between. And getting players back now available to them. So, some good performances from us. As a team, I thought that it was a good performance. When you consider the amount of players we've got out at the minute and the players that are involved that are injured as well and playing through bits they probably shouldn't be, we put a good performance in there.
I was going to say, at times it felt like a basketball game. It felt end to end. As you say, Telford played their part in an exciting game. It was very much chances missed. Would you say?
Yeah, probably from both sides. Although I felt like a lot of their chances were shots from outside the box a lot of the time, but they create some good openings. Not every chance is a shot on goal, if that makes sense. They got in good areas, put some crosses in good positions, and the same for us. I mean, some of the chances we've had to put the game to bed, we're disappointed we didn't take. The one in the first half, Roscoe's header, it bounced up to Lois, somehow puts it wide. We had the one in the second half with Duds, who's practically on the line, and the keeper's put a foot out, who had a great game for them. But as you say, it was very basketball-y, very transitional. Two sides that play in that manner, and I think it probably played into their hands a little bit better. We were trying to get control of the game, which we did in the first half. We had some brilliant control, got in good areas, and there's the second half going up the slope. It felt like we were probably sat a little bit too deep. The ball weren't sticking or going in behind as it was in the first half and building pressure, and it allowed them to get a foothold in the game. And then when we did push, we weren't connected as units, and they exposed us a couple of times from it. So, as I say, they're a good side with the way that they play, and it just made for the perfect game with both styles on show today.
I was going to say, you won't really class it as nullifying each other. It made for...
No, it's the opposite. Total opposite to that. Yeah, we weren't nullifying one another. We were both probably thought we could win the game. They've got a top number 9 in Matty Stenson, someone that we've admired for a long time, and I thought he put in an unbelievable performance for them. David Ball's coming to the team, Anthony Dudley both coming to the team today with the bands of Jordan and Rio, and I thought that the pair of them were terrific. You wouldn't have had a clue that they were missing. However, what it does is it exposes you from the bench then, because obviously we're always making changes late on in games or through games from a tactical point of view. We couldn't do that today, but the lads that started, the lads that came in, lads playing that position like Ollie Thornley at right wing back, I thought were terrific. There was some really good stuff. We made some mistakes at the minute. The mistakes we're making, we're being punished, which we weren't making previously. But listen, it's that time of the year. Pitches are starting to change. Oppositions are all playing for something, tactically trying to outwit each other, and it makes for good contest sometimes. But from our point of view, we had some good performances today, and as a team performance, it wasn't bad at all.
I was going to say, touching on David Ball, Anthony Dudley, both coming in for, as you say, for Jordan and Rio, didn't look out of place at all. Both played really well as a pair at times, running in behind, causing havoc for the back line. Obviously, Bally took his goal and won the penalty. Their performances overall as well as individually.
I thought the performance together as a partnership in the first half was as good as we've seen, as good as anything we've seen from Jordan and Rio, which have been out of this world this season. But I thought the first half they were brilliant. Dud's tired as he does, puts a lot of work in off the ball, and Bally, at 35-year-old, put in the mileage he's probably put in there, the quality of plays, link-up plays, bullying the centre halves it's as good as you could. Everything there number 9 did, Bally was doing as well. It was a top performance. Listen, so it should be, with the level he's played at and where he's been and the clubs he's been at, he should be able to play them type of games and make it look the way he did. So I thought it was fantastic. I've got to say, at the minute it feels like certain decisions are going against us week after week after week. I thought the one in the first half was scandalous. I'd used that word purposely. When I look back at last week's with Jordan, who gets fouled by, or not fouled, but gets taken to the ground by his own player, gets a second yellow card. That's fine. I accept that. I do genuinely accept that people make mistakes. But then I see on social media that Chester got an apology for their offside goal last week, which was a scandal against Hereford on Tuesday night, I think it was. Our offside goal, and you know, I'm on social media because it's probably me, and I'm putting it out there. There's no apology. No one's asked. No one's bothered. Then you get the game against people last week. We put the video out there. No one's bothered. We don't get apologies, and then you get a decision like that today, which was absolutely scandalous. Our player who's on a yellow card. The referee gave 4 or 5 buckets today for the reasons of stopping a dangerous attack. I think that's the terminology. David Ball's 1v1 with a centre half. He's on a yellow card, drives into the box, he's in on goal. The lad pulls him back, gives a free kick on the edge of the box. So he saw and decided that it's worthy of a foul. But what reason have you given the foul for? Because if it's for stopping a dangerous attack, why isn't it the yellow card like everybody else? But it just feels like, and not being no poor me nonsense here, it just feels at this moment in time a lot of decisions are going against us with no explanation, and every Monday me and the secretary sit down and do a report on the referee, good and bad, positives, negatives, the whole shebang, the officials, the fourth official. We never get nothing back. Maybe it's the size of the club, maybe it's me, I don't know. I haven't got a clue about that. But other football clubs get explanations, we don't, but yet week after week we have decisions go against us which I truly find stunning and unacceptable, and there has to be changes because I'm a working man. I'm a dad of 3 kids. I love the game. I come in on a Saturday afternoon and I see them decisions and I go, what's feels personal. I know it's not. Maybe my paranoia and the way I feel, and I get too emotional with stuff, but it starts to feel personal from the decisions, because then when you ask them why they made certain decisions, it's a complete nonsense. He said it wasn't stopping a dangerous attack. Well, why have you given a free kick then? What was it for? So let's be consistent with what you're saying and the decisions you give. It's a totally different game, isn't it? We're winning 1-0, they're down to 10 men. It's a different game. As you saw last week, when they go down to 10 men in the first half, it's very difficult, but we don't get that luxury.
It's fair to say that you made your point quite clear on how you feel about that, but obviously now, this is now in the past. You'll analyse it, look ahead now to Tuesday. Gets one of your former sides in Chester. What are you thinking? Really
looking forward to it. Just looking at the scores there from today, and it looks like they've been so unfortunate, being 2-0 in a game, being abandoned. So they'll want to put that, you know, that's a good use on Tuesday night. You can imagine they'll be frothing at the mouth. But from our point of view, we've stopped the rot a little bit. We've had a couple of poor results in the last 7 days. We've played some good stuff today. Take all the positives out of it. I'm going to say we'll do our work on Chester as we always do between now and then, but obviously they're not, you know, with the little that we'll have from what they played today, and it's going to be a tough game. It was tough last year. It was 3-0. They'll have an unbelievable following, travelling over from Chester, so that'll make for probably a 50-50 split on the game, knowing how they travel. But we'll really look forward to it. We've got a deal in wins. You know, we've not won for 4 games now, so we're in a bit of a rut, different type of rut. Couple of draws, couple of defeats, and good sides bounce back, and that's what we'll be looking to do on Tuesday.